It's almost barbecue season. Oh yeah. Alright you guys, what's good? So here we go for another Sunday. We're going to try something different for these Sundays coming up here. We got a few things to talk about. A couple of new things we've gotten. But not a lot of figures this week, but I got one particular figure that I think a lot of you guys will dig. But first I got to start off, I picked up this book a couple days ago. This is the strategy guide to Mortal Kombat. I really got it just for the cover art. I mean, this book alone is really nice. Now, I don't normally get these things. You know, I'm not one of those gamers that I gotta have the strategy guide, but they are nice at times for certain things. Like the artwork is really good. Just, you know, stories here and there. This one is a little special edition one. Came with these little player cards, which I thought was really cool. It showed, like, you know, the basic moves, and then on the back, you know, it's got all the fatalities and whatnot. So that's kind of dope. But this booklet is really nice. I mean, the artwork on here is something to trip off of. You know, it has a nice little story on Mortal Kombat and all that good stuff. I mean, it goes in really deep, and just, you know, it even teaches you the those harder combos that you have to master. I mean, look at that. That's just one combo. So it can get crazy at times, but definitely check this out. This is a pretty good buy. It's at what store was it? GameStop. Alright, what you're looking at here is a custom figure I had done by my man Custom Paintings. This guy does tremendous work in the custom game. Really nice. The 6-inch Darth Maul figure. Something I've always wanted to see was you know, 6-inch Star Wars figures, just because I think the characters are super nice. But Darth Maul is just one of those dudes that came onto the scene, and I was just blown away by, you know, here's a Jedi, or a Sith I should say, you know, someone in that era that has martial arts, and you know, the saber alone was just a joy to see. But I think he did a tremendous job with them. He's got all the articulation, just all around cool. He is making a cloak for him pretty soon here, which I can drape over him if I wanted to, but I just think he did a great job with the paint. I mean, it is beyond cool. Of course, one of my favorite body molds for Marvel Legends. Just really dope. Now, something, you know, with the Legends, but I mean, this isn't on him or anything like that, but it's always with the hands that they have a hard time holding their weapons. But you know, that's just Legends for you, especially these. But I mean, a lot of us figured out a way to do it. Put a little tape on there, or maybe some of that wax, and it just holds perfectly. But still, I mean, he even made a custom saber. I mean, I thought it turned out really cool. So big shout out to Custom Paintings, man. He did just tremendous work with this guy. Really feeling this figure. Super clean. And this figure goes in the super saucy category. Somebody before asked me last week to show off this poster I got. It's just an old poster from Civil War. Civil War was one of my favorite lines that Marvel did, just because it was so unique at the time. You know, the heroes were going at each other. It wasn't really, you know, good versus evil. I mean, this was just about morals and what people thought was right and wrong. And I thought this was some of Marvel's best work. I mean, even all the crossover stuff. You know, all the different lines going in. It was just something that really changed Marvel. The impacts, you know, it's not felt as much as it is, you know, right now, but for the past, you know, 3 years or so, I mean, this was really big. It just changed Marvel the way, you know, it's just something I always look back on. I got the trade, got a lot of all the tie-ins. It was just one of those epic reads for me. A lot of people didn't like it just because it was different, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. You saw a fall between the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, even the X-Men had issues. So it was just one of those things I truly enjoyed. Alright, something I'm going to start doing now each Sunday is giving you guys the underrated figures. These are the figures that you probably have, but you don't really, give a second look to, or a lot of people have passed up. But we're gonna start doing that Sundays. But the first one up here is Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill is it's a great figure. I mean, he is just a really smooth, clean figure, very comic accurate. I would like to see hair coming out of the sides like they normally do, but he's just an all-around fun figure. Very unique hands. I mean, look at those hands. He's just really cool looking. Just has single joint at the elbow, but he's got double joints at the knees. He's got a unique cape, which helps him stand pretty well. Not a lot of super paint detail on him. He's just a solid all-around paint. Just a really cool figure. I think you can do a lot with him. You can see the boots have a nice little paint detail on them. But just a solid figure. If you ever get a chance to get him, definitely pick him up. You won't be disappointed. Hammer's really nice. Just one of those figures. Now mine took a fall a while back, and yeah, he was split at the waist. So, but you know what? He has surgery. He is fine. Look at the face sculpt is so unique on him. His teeth, his jaw does move up and down. See? You gotta like that. So definitely solid, underrated figure for Marvel Legends. Definitely check him out if you ever get a chance to. Alright, and for the DC Universe Classics, the underrated figure, I definitely have to go with Manta for the first one. He's one of those figures you don't see in a lot of displays. Not too many people talk about him. He's just a solid figure. I mean, all these DCUs have the same body molds, but what makes them unique is just the little features. Like you see the cape, which his cape is always unique, especially in the comics, how it's just connected. It just looks like one of those, like I would say the flying squirrel. It kind of reminds me of that, but it's just so different. It attaches to his legs and to his arms, so I haven't had any issues with them popping out yet. I just hope that never happens. Of course, his one of his other features is his mask. It looks like little antennas coming out of the eyes. I think the face sculpt is just immaculate on him. It's just really cool. Definitely another must-get figure, especially if you collecting Apocalypse figures. The rest of Darkseid's minions. Just an all-around solid figure. There is a variant to him, if you haven't noticed. I'll show it to you guys real quick. Alright, so there's the variant to Mantis, like his robotic form. It's a cool figure, really cool. I don't really have any plans to take him out of the package, never did. Just still one of those, hey, it's a variant, it's a totally different variant. Now this is what I call a true variant, when it just completely alters the figure. Not like turning him around in the package or giving him longer hair, but we still got to get those. You can see it's a totally different figure. They still keep the color scheme, it's just completely different. You can see his hands. So still solid figure. So Mantis is definitely one of those underrated figures that you should definitely pick up if you ever had a chance. Part of the Chemo wave. Alright guys, it's comic book time. I also picked up another issue of Fantastic Four. This is the death of Johnny Storm. Every time I get a chance to find another one, I'll cop one. Just keep one completely sealed up. You never know. But let's start it off. We got Fear Itself, book 2. Highly disappointing once again. This book just continues to really let me down. Honestly, I don't see the big threat going on. There's nothing that really keeps me interested. Like there's no, I don't feel the threat going on. I just don't understand what direction they're going on. It's already issue 2. You had some new players coming into the game, like Juggernaut. He's got some new powers now, but there's nothing really going on. It's just completely disappointing. Spider-Man Fear Itself was complete crap. It's corny. It's just really terrible. This whole line has been god-awful. I'll continue with Fear Itself. You never know what's going to happen. It might change, but all these little side things, this was just a complete pass. I wish I would have passed. But Iron Man here, which I guess was for Fear Itself, this was a really good read. If you guys don't know what's going on, you got Doc Ock who's dying. He's literally holding Tony Stark hostage to, see if he can fix his brain. but he's like in the process, he's mocking Iron Man, saying, "You can't fix me. You're not smart." This is kind of the conclusion to it all. Definitely check this out. This has been a great read all the way through the whole entire Invincible Iron Man line. I'm really liking that. Moon Knight #1, had to get on this because my man Bendis is writing it. Moon Knight is absolutely crazy. He is absolutely bizarre. He's just a mental mess right now. When you read it, you'll see scenes skip over, and it kind of, at times you don't know if he's talking to himself because you see Iron Man, or not Iron Man, but Wolverine and Captain America talking with him, and next time you don't, so you don't know if it's part of his mental state right now. But it was a great read, so definitely pick this up. This Spider-Man, what is this, 660? This actually was better than 659, which that one sucked. But this one was actually pretty good. There's a lot more fighting in this one. They got some kind of pirate thing going on. Sinister Six. So this one is actually, it's a lot better than what it has been. Uncanny X-Force, that's always been a good read. This one was very little dialogue. You just got straight to the point. Magneto sent Wolverine on a kind of mission for him. I won't spoil it for you guys. Definitely read that. It was good. Collision Part 4, just brutal, absolutely brutal. And you can see Daken has a lot more respect for X-23. They were in this battle. There's a scene in there where they both get blown up. It was actually really cool to see that. You definitely got to pick this up. It was really good. New Avengers. They have that thing going on where it's kind of like a flashback. I don't know where the continuity lies in it, but that was actually really good with Nick Fury and his team going after Red Skull and all them. That was dope. Secret Avengers 12.1, pretty good. Don't remember too much on it. Secret Avengers again, part 12. This one right here, I have not got to read yet, but this is a variant cover to Arkham City. Every time I see these really dope variants, I gotta get them. Just can't help it. Only $2.99, can't beat that. But yeah, I can't wait for this game to come out. As soon as I seen this cover, I was like, I gotta have it. Got to have it. Huge fan of variants. Brightest Day. This is kind of the conclusion to it all, finally. Good Lord. But this was really good. It was a great read all around. The return of Swamp Thing in full force, and he's a little pissed off at times. One of the final scenes is when he's like breaking into, this kind of meeting room, and he's just tearing up people. But it's really dope. Now the whole Brightest Day line has been off and on. I found the Aquaman, his line, his little story that was going on was actually better than all of them. Just because it was just really powerful. It was a lot more brutal than all the other ones, but so far not bad. But this one is a really good read. It finally ends it in a way, but at the very end it says beginning. Flashpoint. Don't know what to think about this one yet. Somebody said it best when they said it was almost like a House of M, which I completely agree with. But I don't know if there was something before this that kind of led into Flashpoint, because you're just all of a sudden there and they don't give you no kind of backstory on why this is happening. But everything is way different now. So definitely check this out. It wasn't bad. You just don't know what the hell's going on. Action Comics $5.99. I have not got a chance to finish this. I'm halfway through it, but so far it's just been great. You finally have the conclusion to the Reign of Doomsday, which that was actually pretty damn good the whole way through. He's just a lot more brutal. Lex Luthor is involved. He's got a lot of power. We'll see what happens. We got some more Superman title. 7-Eleven. Not bad read. It says she's in Las Vegas, but they don't really emphasize on Vegas in here. And then Batman. Alright, so final thing we're going to do for Sunday is, many of you guys know I'm a Superman fan. That's the character that got me into comics and all this. So I've been following Smallville since season 2. It's kind of funny. A buddy of mine at work a while back, he said, "Hey, you been watching Smallville?" I'm like, "What the hell is Smallville? I never heard of that show." And then it dawned on me, Smallville, and I just kept thinking about it. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I had to go back, watch all season 1. I've been a fan ever since. I will say season 1 through 6, I think were the best. 8 wasn't bad. 9, you can see the kind of deterioration of it, and then this last season, season 10, I thought was the worst season by far. There's some elements in there that were good, but for the most part, it was just a big letdown. The season finale, I didn't care for too much. You actually do get to see Superman, but you don't really fully see him in the whole outfit. But I mean, just his whole you see the aura around him. I mean, it was one of those things that was kind of cool at that point, but you never actually get to see him don the Superman outfit. You actually see him from a distance. But, I thought that was the best part. The last 20 to 10 minutes were some of the best that Season 10 had to offer. But I did like that Blue Beetle part. I thought that was kind of cool from a couple episodes back. But yeah, it's one of those things now that the season's or series over. It had a great run. 10 years, that's a long run. If you think about it, not too many shows get that far. This one has done that. So it's one of those shows that I think a lot of fans are going to miss. I don't know if DC has any plans for other shows. I know Wonder Woman just got canceled. Didn't even start up and they already pulled the plug on it. Well, that's just the way it happens. But still, Smallville, the box set, I'll definitely must, I'll have to get that. Just one of those things, say. It's gone now, so just have to see where it goes from here. And if you guys didn't know, Tom Welling is a dick. That guy's a complete ass. What a prick. Yeah, we actually seen him at Comic-Con a few times. This guy doesn't even acknowledge his fans at all. But hey, you know what? It's all forgiven. He did a great job as Clark Kent.